Today's video is all about the 4-step method to take the ideas that you have into action so that they become a reality. Hey, my name's Jesse Eker, and today's video is all about taking the ideas in your head and putting them into real actionable steps so that we can make a difference, so we can solve more problems, so we can make more money. One of the biggest challenges most people have is they have these big goals, they have these big dreams, they want to live this lifestyle, they want to do these amazing things. And then when it comes down to it, they don't do anything. They don't take the action, they don't do it. Why? Because they're paralyzed of all the different things that might happen, that could happen. What if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not smart enough? What if I'm not, the right person to do this? And we think about this over and over and over and over and over again until we talk ourselves out of taking action, until we talk ourselves out of actually moving forward. 3 months, 6 months, a year goes by and we still haven't done anything. And then we see someone else do it and we're like, dang it, missed the opportunity. And then we talk ourselves out of it again. Does this sound familiar? My friends, it's normal. We're human. We like to talk ourselves out of things because we want to stay comfortable. We want to stay in our comfort zone. But one of the most important things that we can do is progress farther. Come closer to our goals. We don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. I believe that was Martin Luther King, epic. And so all we need to do is think about how do we take that first step? Because when we think about these big goals, these big dreams, there is a lot of different things that goes on to get there. And that stuff freaks us the F out. So our goal is not to just focus on what we want, it's to focus on what we want to do next. And so I have a 4-step method to help you by taking these amazing, brilliant ideas and put them into action, put them into a map so that you can actually achieve what you want and so that you can make progress instead of cycling in your head of all the negativity or all the things that could go wrong or all the fake things that might happen on your road to actually putting this together. We don't want to think about that. We don't need to think about that. So here's the 4-step method to get going so that you, again, can take your ideas and put them into action so that they become reality. First part to the method. First step is the goals, the output, the project, the what do you want to accomplish, all right? And so here's the thing. We can think about the overall goal of like, hey, I want to become financially free. I want to start an online business. I want to make $1 million. I want to do all these amazing things. And those are all great. Those are all visions of what we want. But what I'm talking about is what specifically we can achieve that is going to put us on the path to achieving that vision, right? So we can have these big goals and dreams of what we want, what's our vision in our life, but that's not where we want to start. We want to start with what are the projects or the milestones or something that's going to know that we're on the right path to achieving those big visions and goals, okay? So let's use an example. Let's say I want to make $1 million. Woohoo! $1 million, let's do it. So if you want to make $1 million, how are we going to get on the right path? Well, if you don't have a business right now, you better start one, right? So maybe one of your goals and one of your milestones for where you want to go, or one of the projects is, I got to start a business. And let's chunk down even more. Let's go from there. What do we have to do to start a business? Well, we probably have to validate an idea or come up with an idea or pick an audience we want to serve or find a problem we want to solve, right? So we've now just gone from making $1 million to starting a business to, finding a problem we want to solve or finding an audience that we want to serve. Right? And so our goal is to, first of all, think about what is one project or one thing or something that we want to do that's going to put us on the road to achieving our big vision, okay? And what we want to do is, and what I've found to be super, super, super helpful for myself is to think about what do I want to accomplish in the next 4 weeks or 6 weeks. Okay? And the reason why I only choose 4 or 6 weeks and something I want to do is for one specific word. It starts with an F, ends with an S. Focus. Focus, focus, focus. And the reason why focus is so important is because it's very easy to get distracted these days, all right? You're probably very aware of these social media platforms that have advertising and everything sounds so freaking good and so needed. I need to buy that. I need to get this. This is really gonna help me in my life. And it might, And it could, but are you ready for it, right? So we want to pick and choose. We got to pick and choose. What is one thing, or, up to 3 things, I would say, but what is one thing specifically that we want to accomplish in the next 30 days, that we want to accomplish in the next 6 weeks? Now, I'm a big person on 90 days. Like, I like to structure my year in 90 days. And the reason why I do that is for focus, not get distracted. But even with 90 days, that is a long time. 90 days is a long time. A lot of things can go. And guess what? Your mind is going, hey, we have 3 months to do this. So I want you to think about 30 days or 6 weeks. I like 6 weeks because it gives you some time to learn, gives you some time to execute, and gives you some time to really get into the momentum. 30 days can be short, so it kind of depends on what is the project, okay? So give yourself a little bit of room of 30 or 60 days. So what do you want to accomplish as far as a project or some sort of milestone in the next 30 days to 6 weeks? That's step number 1. Step number 2 is we want to take that project or whatever we want to accomplish in the next 30 days and chunk it down. We want to chunk it down. So first of all, we want to goal it, like what do we want? Then we want to chunk it, right? Chunk it down. That's the second thing. And chunking it down just means what are the steps we need to take to make this become a reality? What are the things we need to do? List them out. If you don't list it out, then you're going to be thinking about all these crazy hard things that have to get done. But by taking a little bit of time of just saying, okay, what are some actions that I would need to take? Chunking it down means creating actions for yourself. What are some actions I need to take to accomplish this project or goal? And if that is too hard for you or you don't want to think that far in advance, cool. No problem. What are 3 actions you can take that are going to move you forward to completing that goal? What are the first 3 actions you can take? Okay. So let's say you were trying to figure out an idea to validate for your new business. What would be 3 actions? Well, 1 would be think about what problems I can solve. 2 would be thinking about doing some research on some competitive analysis, right? What are other people doing? 3 could be talk to 5 people that are potentially in my audience and see if it's a validated offer of something that they would pay for. I just made that up. Now, that might not be the best 3 actions because I was just going off a whim, but that's as easy as it makes it. And now I have a clear direction of did I do it or did I not do it, right? We don't want to keep things vague. It has to be very specific. What is the action I can take that's going to move me forward and progress me forward towards achieving my goal? So we've got goal it, which is thinking future based, right? We're thinking about what do we want to achieve in the next 30 days to 6 weeks. We have chunk it, which is really the actions we want to take. And then we want to look at those actions on a week-to-week basis and we want to block it. We got to block it into your calendar. Why do we need to block it into your calendar? Because if we don't block it into our calendar, guess what's going to happen? We're not going to do it. Why do I know that? I know that because it happens to me, and I know that because I work with thousands of students from around the world, and I know that because we are creatures of habit. And that means that if we're doing something new for the first time, guess what we're probably not going to do? Anything outside of our comfort zone, unless we have some sort of mechanism or trigger or way of embedding it into our lifestyle. And it's that simple, as we need to figure out a way to make sure that we create the space and time to do it. We need to create the space and time. We don't need to just like automatically, oh my God, I guess I have an hour here to do it. I guess I could do it over here. No. We need to actually create that space ahead of time. We need to block it ahead of time to make it a priority so that we can make sure that we do it. And so that's the 3rd step in the method, is to block it. If you're not blocking it, guess what? You're guaranteeing basically that you're never gonna do it. All right? So if you don't block it, it means to you that's not really a priority for you. If you block it, you have prioritized it. Okay? That's the 3. And number 4, the 4th step to the method is show up for it. Okay? You gotta show up for it. Listen, when you have a meeting with a very high net worth individual, let's say, or someone really important, or maybe you're just going on maybe a date, maybe it's your first date, or maybe it's a date with the person that you love most, like your spouse or someone like that. Would you just not show up for it? Well, maybe if you're just that type of person, but I don't think you're the type of person to just stand up that person, right? So you gotta show up for it. You gotta show up for it, which basically means that you gotta do it, right? And the reason why I want you to block it first and then show up for it is because you're taking the thinking out of the doing, right? So we have to separate thinking and doing, always. Because once we start thinking about things, guess what happens? We start to think about all the fake things that might happen if we don't do this or do it or whatever it happens, right? It's crazy. Thinking is not good to doing. We need to do, not think. Right? So when you have it and you block it and then you show up for you and you take some action and just do it, well, you get it done. If you have to think about, oh, what do I need to do next? Oh, what do I need to do? Oh, should I do this now or should I do that later? It's a sure way for you to not do it, right? Because we as humans want to take the path of least resistance. We're going to just do what's easy. We're going to do what we feel like doing because we just feel like it. We don't want to do the things that we're just not used to because it's uncomfortable. It might be hard for us. It's probably not what we want to do. So we want to show up for it. Now, one of the best ways you can show up for it when you are having some mind chatter of like, hey, this is gonna suck, or you don't want to do this, or let's just do something else that's easy. Like, do we really need to do this? Do you really want to do that? Well, one of the best ways is just taking 2 or 3 minutes and just writing down all of your thoughts. What are all these thoughts that are coming up for you? Everything that are thoughts. And then you just take a step back and read it and say, is this true, right? Are these true thoughts? Is this actually the truth? Or is this just your protective mechanism, your fear-based mind, stepping in to try to make sure that you are staying comfortable, right? Are these thoughts serving you to your purpose of achieving your goal? Or are they taking away from you, right? You gotta make sure that they are serving you, not taking away from you. So that's the 4-step method. You got goal it, chunk it, block it, and show up for it. I hope you enjoyed this video. What was your biggest takeaway from this video today? I'd love to hear from your thoughts, and please in the comments below share your biggest takeaway so that I know what resonated most with you. I appreciate you watching this video. I appreciate your time and I honor your commitment to learn and grow. Talk to you soon and bye for now.